What is the culture types model by Dale Kennedy? Well, this proposes various components, elements, and types of culture. First, the components of culture are made up of history, values and beliefs, rituals, ceremonies, stories, any heroes or historic figures, and generally the informal cultural network of storytellers, gossipers, whisperers, spies, priests, all identified in their research. But these are the components that make up the different types of culture, and culture can be assessed along the presence of two elements. One, the feedback speed, or the speed at which you receive feedback on your performance, and then the degree of risk, that is the potential for gain or loss with regard to what you're doing. So with that being said, Dale Kennedy identified four specific types. The first, the tough guy macho, which tends to be fast feedback but a high degree of risk. It tends to be a very competitive type culture based upon individual performance. Then there's the work hard, play hard culture. This is fast feedback, but lower risk. There's more certainty in what you're doing. It's a fast-paced environment, say like sales or the restaurant environment, but once again, it's less risk associated with it. There's not a huge return, but there's also not potential for a huge loss. Next is process culture, where this tends to be, again, slow feedback, slow risk. You're focusing on the process and how well it's carried out, not a whole lot of potential for loss or gain in that regard, but also the feedback tends to be slow. It's a very bureaucratic way of doing things, oftentimes seen in government organizations. And then the bet your company approach, which is high risk, low speed, which again is there's a lot of potential for loss in the things that you're doing, but the process is slow and takes a long time to flesh out. You see this in research type companies or companies that are inventing a product. Again, it's a very slow process, but the potential, once again, is for gain is very high, or to lose everything. So these are the general elements, components, and types that make up the culture types model.